Know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. That's including the ice wall, baby. Mama said that there'll be days literally just like this. Cowboys got competition now.
Ready? Run from it.
Did we make the right decision? The choice is yours. Cowboys DC decision.
What should I say?
Christian Parker, or should it been Daronte Jones? Let me know how y'all feel about that. Come on with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Yeah. All right. Got my blue blockers on tonight. Hope all is well with all of you all. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Come on. Y'all said, forget Daronte and them. You got to put in them on there, you know. Yeah. That's what they try to do. They try to emulate us, man. We go with the melanated crew. They going to try to do melanated things over there. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Well, they did have Joe Witt Jr. over there, so. We'll see how that works out. Overall, Daronte Jones is more seasoned than Christian Parker. I like both of them teaching skill sets and schemes or what have you, but beggars can't be choosers here. And at this point, either choices to me probably would have worked. Either choices to me, when we look back at everything and we say to ourselves, is this the angle of the choices of the reasons of why we're going to be where we're going to be at for the 2026 season? And we can say to ourselves, hey, this coaching staff, for what we're doing, I'm glad that Christian Parker, when he went in and he got a chance to talk to his people on the phone or whatever it may be, and they said, hey, Christian, what do you think about Andre Curtis? Mm-hmm. What do you think about David Overstreet the second? And what do you think about Benghazi? And what Christian literally said is, they belong to the streets, you know. I mean, he literally fired all of them and said, hey, there's the walking papers. For those who just not tuning in, that was our passing game coordinator. We need that. We also fired the linebackers, quote-unquote, coach. They got rid of him, and then they got rid of the, I want to say, defensive back coach out of David Overstreet. They got rid of them boys. So when we start to look at it from a smaller aspect of it, this could be bigger because of the simple fact, from what I was told, that some of the players – wanted to go and change out a few things, but those guys' allegiances was with Matt Eberflus. So instead of you trying to tell the guys, hey, this is what I like to do, this is what I'm trying to learn with, and this is the skill set that I'm more accustomed to, instead of bringing the water to pour upon the flames to get rid of it, they went and turned the water in and got kerosene or gas and put more and more fuel onto the fire. So that just for what it is. So with that being said, now that them guys are out and now we're trying to bring in new guys, how do you guys feel about that? Is that do this change that we can believe in, will it be something of noteworthiness? Because when we look back at everything, we will say to ourselves, okay, shout out to Kevin Watkins, too, by the way, for being able to get this thing going. They got all type of people dancing and happy and glad about this report here. So it is for what it is. Appreciate y'all. Keep hitting that like button and sharing this content. Sorensen's need to go, too. This is from my guy Ace Bug. Hey, he might have got something on the Joneses for him to stay, right? He got something on him. Maybe he walked in on Gene or something. Maybe he's Gene, old Squeeze. Oops. Law, you definitely counsel now. You're never welcome to the Star, you know. White Cotton, the D-line coach. Yes, he's gone. He's gone up out of here. According to information that was reported, Aaron White Cotton will be leaving. Todd Archer reports Aaron White Cotton will be leaving to go with his buddy, Robert Saleh. He will be the defensive line coach for the Titans. I think we play the Titans this season, right? This upcoming season. Y'all let me know. We'll see what our D-line going to do with that. Actual, factual, appreciate you, bro. So now that we got that moving and grooving, it's going to be a brand new coaching room for us, right? From top to bottom, no carryovers. You know, some of you guys that read the biblical connotations to a lot of things, it always say kill everybody. Make sure you leave none alive. And there's always that one that they leave out, and then all of a sudden he begins to take over the whole entire land and country and all of this stuff. So make sure, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, that if Parker is designing this team to be a certain way, then, hey, let him purge and get all of these guys up out of here that's not along his philosophy and principle and all of those things. So that's the better way to look at it. No small milk in the refrigerator. You know, if you grew up broke, busted, and disgusted, them old folks can take that spoiled milk and they can turn it into some stuff, man. Some buttermilk, baby, you know. But we ain't trying to eat no buttermilk and cornbread over here, because we trying to get rid of everything and start over with a clean sheet of paper, so that when people have their complaints or when people have their disagreements, that they don't have to look over their back and they have to worry about certain things, right? Come on, man. Daronte Jones in them, he looked like Byron Leftwich. Yeah, Daronte Jones do got that face that looked like a certain person, you know, universal face. Yes, indeed. So White Cotton would have been fired. Is White Cotton worthy enough to stay? Only if his philosophy and principle would have been a good mixture of what this team is looking for. Right? For the love of God, Jerry and Steven, have a seat. This is from Cowboy fan Trey. Yeah, have several seats, you know. Was White Cotton, appreciate you for the $1.99 for your mind. You know what I'm saying? Buttermilk and cornbread is very good. What you know about that, Cowboy fan for life? Yes, indeed. You gotta have that cornbread and that buttermilk though. All right, but what I'm getting at with Aaron White Cotton, I think that he would have been a guy, or should have been a guy, that would have stayed. But if Christian Parker is more on the side of Marcus Dixon, I believe, of the world, then you go with that. You don't play around with, do you go with a maybe, or do you go with somebody that you really know? And at this point, if this is your first impression, then make sure it's your best impression. Let me say this again for somebody way in the back. If this is your first impression, make sure that this is your best impression. This is Christian Parker's first and very first impression. So yes, he must make sure that everybody in his camp is on the same page. He shouldn't have to look over his shoulder and saying, are there any hidden agendas? Are there somebody who's more feeling that, hey, this job belongs to me? Or is it those type of things, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all snowed in. This from Brandy. I mean, we iced in at this point. You know, I forgot to get enough salt to put down my driveway to reverse up out of there. And, you know, I got most of the stuff that'll last me for a few days, so I'm going to stay tight, you know. I don't have to drive nowhere if it's not necessary. That's how I look at it. But I hope all is well. Hope people are okay. And a lot of times, I'm just freestyling talking right now, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of times, being a defensive driver, sometimes it's not about you. It's about the other ones that's out there. They're probably on that corn liquor. They probably got towed up, you know what I'm saying, the night before, and they out there in that ice, and they driving a little too fast. And now you can be the perfect driver in these situations, and it could be someone else, right? And they swerve and hit you. So that's why it's always best to make sure that you can that you can just be safe inside, right? Yes, indeed. F the snow. I got salt, baby. Yes, indeed. Lord, can you say my son one more time? My son. Yes, indeed. They love it when I say my son. But neither here nor there. All right. So with that being said, I like Aaron White-Cotton. May he do great over there in Titans land until it's time to see us. Also, I'm going to ask you guys again for what I asked last night. How far away are we from the Seattle Seahawks? How far away are we from the Patriots? Both of those teams, I believe, last season didn't make it to the postseason at all. And look at the change in the sway of events. A lot of things can change in the course of the year or the course of the offseason, right? So we got enough time to cover up some ground. I'm looking at some tape on some defensive guys. I think that they can help us out. We just need the Washington team to stay where they at. Also, in other news, we need the Giants to stay where they at. I know Harbaugh is going to be saying that, hey, if you seen what Mike Weber did, or if you seen what the the Seahawks just did, I can do the same thing for the Giants. We don't want that, baby. We don't want that. And here's the other part of the conversation. Have y'all heard? Have y'all seen what's been going on in Philly? Ain't a soul is willing to be the OC over there. So let them have a slow start to that. Yeah, I don't mind.
Darren_Posey_SR $5. I am in the DMV, but I am gonna call Frenkel and Dem if needed.
Yeah, Nim. Yeah. ADP, always call Frenkel personal injury lawyers. You know, they may have to catch a plane out there, you know, just like my guy said, had to catch a plane out to Cleveland late last evening to help my jiggers clean up some jiggers no longer breathing. Who you believe in. Oh, my bad. Hit this weed and grieve. It's a cold world. I think Harbaugh, this is from Yolanda D.C. White, I think Harbaugh is going to be just like Pete Carroll. I'm all hoping, man. I'm hoping that he be on a downward slope and he's catching that slide on the way out of football. And that's my only optimism of that, hoping and praying for a downfall to continuously happen with the Giants. Neither here nor there. We have every opportunity. We got the veteran quarterback. We got the veteran wide receivers. Got to pay one of them, right? We got this O-line that we got to put pieces in place to make sure that everything can go right with, right? And then on top of that, we got this right here. And if you can't get in control of it, just make sure that you spray this everywhere. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go, and let's stay in control of your odor. I love it.
Let's go, man!
Yeah. Hey, disregard the last part, but man, let's go with it. Stay control of your odor anywhere. All I can say is with this, far as I'm reading your comments while the promo was reading there, be sure to check out Mando. Get 40% off of your starter pack by using promo code LAW, by the way. Not to sully or denigrate anybody, but it's better if you put it on some clean skin. I know it says up to 72 hours and all of that jazz, but let's not tempt them too much. They will work for you, but I ain't here to sell it. I'm just here to tell it. You know, and I'm telling y'all right now, put it on some clean skin, not some old skin. Mando is 19-1. Yeah, baby. 72-hour results fresh. Yes, indeed. Boy. Hey, Mando, y'all see them in the comment box now. You know, watch, y'all going to be on Facebook and Instagram. All of a sudden, you're going to see more and more Mandos, right? Y'all know how it goes with the AI. They listening to us, right? But neither here nor there. We were talking about the Sam Darnold, right? Somebody was saying, man, he surely looked good against the Rams. Boy, when we do it, it just, oh man, they just the lowly Rams. But when somebody else do it, oh man, look what I'm just playing, because I know that there's a bigger stage being in the NFC Championship game, and we haven't been there for 30 years, 30 seasons, right? And the battle cry for that is still that the Cowboys somehow. We have ham, no burger, peanut butter, no jelly. You know, we have those things, but we don't have things to match. So what I'm beating upon the Cowboys front office would be, all right, even though we can be excited by a few things, we need to get it right. And one of the people that we're bringing in for an interview, or already had an interview according to sources here, we got this guy that worked with some guys, right? His name is Denzel, not Washington, but Martin. Denzel Martin. He will be the guy that's going to help this team out. Martin also helped out, according to information here, TJ Watt, right? And Alex Highside. So those are guys that he worked with over there in Steelers land. And even though he looked like a Okoye here, I would like for Okoye, Denzel Martin. Don't he look like Okoye just a little bit, don't he? Yes, indeed. I said, man, damn, Okoye got him a job. You know, over years of experience, man. Come on, man. Yeah. I forgot the year. If I had to Y in there, put the Y in there. Yeah. That's my guy, Okoye. Put the Y in there. So with that being said, if we bring Okoye in, if we bring Denzel Martin in, I'm quite sure the things that we see from this defense is going to change out tremendously. Y'all know, man. Come on, man. Hey, when I saw it, y'all already know. I'm sitting here like, man, the Cowboys really real, man. They brought Okoye in.
Oh, look at my African American over here.
Hey, somebody do me a favor. Do a side by side. I guarantee you, you would see that Okoye in him. But but neither here nor there. If I'm James Harden, that's Okoye, then. but all right, let me get real. Let me get back to football, man. This could be a telltale sign that we may do some 3-4 defenses in this particular formation. I know, we all know that, the Steelers run a nice little 3-4. And Wakanda forever, yes, Debo. I'm thinking that they going all black now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we might go all black on defense, man. Shoot, Jerry definitely going to have a skull, ski mask, or poo shiesty, and some black Air Forces out there. Yes, indeed. You might see him out there with that.
What's your point?
Yes, indeed. Curl activators and all of that stuff. All right. Oh, my God. But neither here nor there. The Cowboys definitely, if we just start moving a few pieces around on the defensive side of the coin and bring that tenacity and impact that these guys are not loafing and these guys are all on the same page, man. The DP said, Okoye gonna make a whole video on law. No, that's my guy, Okoye, man. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to my guy, Okoye. And I know for sure, all jokes aside, but with jokes.
What's your point?
Hey, with jokes, if anybody know linebacker play would be Okoye. It is crazy that this dude is a. Wait a minute. Hold on, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, man. It just hit me, man. It just hit me. So if anybody know linebacker, it will be Okoye. Hey, it's a double entendre now. All right, so with that being said, I would like for us to continue to look. I'm hearing from another syndicate station that Sean Bowen, I think that's how you say that man's name, former Titan / Giants guy, that Sean Bowen, he's literally interviewing for that same spot. So I love competition. Nobody's just like grandfather in, or nobody's literally it's just given the role here. I love that, and I can see that that's been happening right here. I ain't gonna even hold you. I just had a real big meal. I ate real big, man. Yeah. So that itis kicking in, man. Oh, that itis kicking in. I might pass out over here. All right. So with that being said, they do have this segment here. Two of them that I want to go over and that we want to talk about real quickly. Two segments, and then we'll flip into a longer one. But this segment here, I want y'all to pay close attention. I supposed to be at the Shrine Bowl tomorrow, but the way the road conditionings are and the way daddy got to do daddy duties and stuff like that, that I won't be able to drive all the way northbound tomorrow for the east-west. But I got a guy that's inside, right, that's feeding me all of this information and all of this good stuff. So we will be doing some reviews after the Shrine Bowl, but I just want to put that out there for you guys. Hold on. Let's listen to this right quick and see what they talking about, because I love to compare and contrast.
You're high on all these players that you're inviting here, but during the one-on-one drills, are there any names that you think, hey, we should really be paying attention to as we get ready for the game tomorrow night? Who's really impressed over the course of these few days?
It's hard to pick a favorite of these guys. I think it's always interesting and fun, and for NFL teams, really important for these smaller school players who are coming up a level. Every single rep in practice, right? We got to see guys like Caleb Proctor of Southeast Louisiana, a defensive tackle who reminds me of a guy we had a couple years ago, Kobe Turner, who's a huge impact player for the Los Angeles Rams. And
Facts.
Hey, Southeast Louisiana, who's he going against? He went against LSU this year, had 2.5 sacks, so he proved he can do it in that game. But here at the Shrine Bowl, he's going against Georgia helmets and Alabama helmets and USC helmets all week long, and still impressing there as well too. So he's one that jumps out as a small school guy to watch. Michael Wortham.
Slow down, dog. You talking too fast, man. Shoot, like he on a timer.
of Montana, a receiver as well too. Who
get out of that nose? Get out of that nose, man! What you got? What are you digging for, man? And there's no Super Bowl in there now. Come on, man.
Played with Efton Chisholm at Eastern Washington before transfer to Montana. Another guy from the Shrine Bowl that had a breakout Shrine Bowl and ended up being a high PSA and making the Patriots roster. Michael Wortham had a great week of practice as well too. So I think for me the fun part is having these guys that are under the radar, maybe not first wave NFL combine invites, these smaller school players, and having these guys emerge. So the guys like Kate Klubnik and Skylar Bell, who receiver from UConn, who should have won the Blitnikoff, was here as well too. Those guys are well known and they really earned their chance to be here. And of course had a great week of practice. But having those small school guys like Wortham and Proctor makes this event really special and gives these guys a chance to not only be draft picks, but be guys that NFL teams are dying to get on draft weekend.
I know.
Hey man, I took nothing away from that. I got to independently. You know how you try to look on somebody else's notes? I got to independently tomorrow just look at him. Yes, indeed. Old boy digging his nose. The other guy at the bottom had the baby. Zach Wilchuk beard is nice, though, by the way. And then Brian Broaddus was sitting there like, yeah. But, we're going to have to do our independent research on that. But let's not forget about football tomorrow. We all going to be watching football tomorrow and looking at the certain players to see who stands out amongst the others. Let me get my nose. Yes, indeed. You should have chopped and screwed it. Yeah, I should have, man, chopped it up and screwed it. That string coffee and Red Bull kicked in. Look, whatever y'all do, man, don't be doing coffee and Red Bull. That will send you straight to the creator. You'd be like, hey, Paul, Moses, I read about y'all. And James, what JC at? What the other JC at? What Jesus at, man? I ain't looking for you, James. You can't turn water into wine or walk on water, Boy, I bet you James had a rough life, man, being the younger brother of Jesus, right? He couldn't do no miracles. That boy, that James Christ boy, like, hey, man, what you do, We don't want this milk. You just got that from the goat. All right, but neither here nor there. Let's see if this other one, that's my stand-up comedian joke right there. I'm trying to be a comedian here. And that one didn't work, right?
If the Cowboys are looking for a linebacker day 3 who can be a coverage player, who can shed blocks and be
day
an excellent
3
communicator without having a day 2 pick for the Cowboys this year, who are we looking at there in day 3 selections to keep an eye out for?
We've got a lot of great linebackers in this group. One more well-known, a guy named...
No, a dude named Shad Banks, man. Shout out to B-Tuck, man. We posted his video earlier on the Instagram, but let me see who he's going to say about the linebackers we need to take a real good look at.
Lander Barton of Utah played a little tight end for Utah this year as well. I think had 1 or 2 receiving touchdowns this year at tight end for Utah. Really versatile player. I'll give you kind of an off-the-radar name that not only is definitely being drafted, but has surged even higher than I could have expected after another fantastic week at the Shrine Bowl. A guy named Jackson Kuwach, linebacker, Miami, Ohio. He only was a 1.5-year starter at Miami, Ohio, 6'3", 230. He's hit almost 22 miles an hour at the GPS at college as well as here at the Shrine Bowl.
Let me be nosy right quick while he bringing him up. Kahuya. Oh, okay. I ain't gonna pull the Jesse Holly on y'all. Jesse Holly said, man, I want me a big neck, cornbread fed white linebacker. I'm saying like pause and you racist, dog. I'm just playing. Jesse ain't racist, but I'm like, damn, man. He said, I want me a white linebacker. I said, well, you got one. Sanborn got concrete blocks for feet. All right, so NFL draft profile. We chilling, right? It's late night. The late night hype. Let me see what they got for him. Now, he got him at 6'4", 235. Let me see. The draft people haven't got to him yet. You have me digging through some old tape. I hope that they got a scouting report on him. Cornbread fed. All right, play. I'll be telling these young kids, man, literally clean up your profile, man. Make sure you didn't say nothing crazy back in the day. Because what you put on the internet, it lasts forever, man. thank God that people don't have access to all MySpace and back in the days. That's the only thing that we had going a little bit was MySpace, man. They took down all of that stuff from us. That saved us.
Really special, unique talent. And despite being a G5 player at the MAC, maybe a guy in a game you've heard of before, like he is kind of an NFL team's really sneaky guy to be, hey, how does this guy go 4th round? Hey, why is this guy starting on Sundays week 1 in the NFL? He's been that special this week in practice too. So a lot of great linebackers here. Landon Barton may be well known, but
Landon Barton.
I might go Jackson Kuwach, the guy you can.
I'm going to go look up Landon Barton and as well as Jackson Kuwach. And we're going to see how it is. Yeah, Ice Cold Cowboy said, MySpace. Yeah, it was easy to delete all of that because, they lost their servers and everything. But those are the guys that we need to take a look at. But before we go over into our next segment right here, man, I just want to let you guys know that one way or another, let's continue to grind and shine. And if you are out here and if you're still up and you're still playing around on looking at some film and stuff like that, I just want you to not sleep. But if you do sleep, I want you to sleep on our #1 fantasy app.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code LAW. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
No doubt, download Sleeper now. Use the code LAW. Not MySpace, though, but use code LAW. And $20 from me to you is added to your beautiful account. And then when you put $100 in, magically, they will match up to $100. Man, if I can do that all day, I'll be at that machine. Up until I get a chance to catch up with Jerry. And then when I catch up with Jerry, I'm saying, let me buy this team, Jerry. Let me just buy it, man. Let me just have it for at least half of a season, man. Let me have this team for the off season. Let me have full control of this team during the off season, and then during the season you can have it back. Deal? I give you $1 billion for it. Maybe if all of you guys go to Sleeper and you use that promo code LAW and y'all hit it big by going more or less, then we can have a committee pot that we put all of our money together, and then we'll just be a nation that can buy the Cowboys nation, and that can make some crazy things going, man. Oh, my God, boy. Come on. I just thought about it. Come on, man. Just use promo code LAW. Sleeper will thank you. Okay? Yeah. Abracadabra. Yeah, I see you, fam. Law, how Twin Empire's doing? I think Twin is doing good, man. He was doing really good. Ever since his team lost or what have you, we popped some champagne bottles on my end over here, me and Bente, because they did us a favor. Shout out to the Eagles too, by the way. They them feathers, boy. And that bird chest and that beak, man, they probably ain't going to get right? You got nobody wanting to be an offensive coordinator there. And then you got A.J. Brown. You don't know whether or not he's going to be there or not. You got the avoidance of your defensive passing game coordinator. Now they got scrambling and scraping. They trying to find another Christian Parker. They can go find maybe Peter Parker, but they can't go get a Christian Parker. They better try Tony and them, but they can't get the Christian back. So we okay now, baby. We all good. Line wire days. Oh yeah, y'all over there in Black Planet and all of those. Murray better be gone off of this team. Well, shout out to my guy Brian Broaders who coined this phrase. Sponsors in the building. Well, we got rid of all of Murray's sponsors. No Matt Eberflus, no Bungazi, right? And my thing is now, if Murray, I tell you what, if Murray is able to walk out there on that field during this offseason and somehow, some shape, form, or fashion still make this team and still be the starter after a whole different crew of coaches come in there, and if he makes this, even if he just makes the team, I'm gonna find me a Murray jersey and I'm gonna do a Murray jersey giveaway, the stitch on kind, and I'm gonna send it to maybe the biggest Murray apologists. I'm gonna send it over to somebody, a content creator. Y'all put them down in the chat. We'll send him a sign. I'm gonna find Murray and them and Oxnard and say, hey man, my bad, dog. I apologize, man. You are really the K9. You the one, And if he could do all of those things, then I would literally get a Murray jersey signed and I send it to the person who's the number one Murray fan or apologist. And I will lose my mind in the process because I'm going to say to myself, man, I don't know football. There going to be no football knowing law, right? If Murray somehow stays here and makes the team and be the starter. And I'm solid on my bets, man. It is January the 26th. Girl, you scared the hell out of me. Come here. Girl, you scared the hell out of me. Girl, what you doing upstairs? All right? After this, you go to what time it is? Yeah, I'm getting extorted over here. Hold on. Now, y'all get ready. Get ready to settle down now. You only got 10 minutes. 10 more minutes and gotta get ready to settle on down. You're taking full advantage because there's no school tomorrow. See, all school in Mississippi, you still have to be in school, It'll be storm, trees all in the road. You got to get on a horse. Get on, yeah. And get off the horse and get on another road and then get on that particular car or bike and then you got to drive a little bit further. I mean, good grief, She did laugh. Hey, man, she scared the hell out of me. I was like, oh, because I didn't know she snuck down into the studio. Yes, indeed. Yeah, tell them go to sleep. They only got about 10, 15 minutes. Y'all let me know when 10 o'clock hit. Y'all let me know. And I'm gonna get over there and let them know it's time to hit them sheets and all of this stuff. So, before I go into this segment over here talking about our Cowboys, damn, I miss school. Look, old folks are right, man. You think that bad, keep living. Boy, school was just good. You had no responsibilities, especially when you were in elementary, middle school, and little parts of high school. There was no phone bill that you had to pay. There was no mortgage. There was no light bill. There was no running water bills. All you had to do was just show up and be in school, right? And make good grades and come home and show your mom and them that, hey, you smart, That's life, man. People fail to realize. Have you ever noticed when we are at our smallest frame of life, we rush up out of that to get an adult. And now that we are an adult, we sitting there saying, man, boy, life was a whole lot better when you had somebody else taking care of everything. No responsibilities, man. No duties, none of that stuff. Now we got all responsibilities. Law said, you better recognize. Don't do that again. You ain't lying. I need to put a lock on that, though. Yeah. I'm always in school teaching and feeding my mind. Thanks, the internet. Yeah. I was in school before the internet, right? So that's crazy how old I am. Boy, if they had internet, man, or chat GPT now, when I was there, shoot, like they have now, boy, we'd take over the world, man. Shoot. All we had, the closest thing that we had to Chat GPT, and teachers were still complaining about that, was the TI calculator, right? Let me dig in my nose. The TI calculator, right? That means I've got something good coming, right? If your nose itching. The TI calculator was the best thing. Boy, they said, hey, put that TI calculator down, you know. They were wagging, put that TI, that's cheating. Boy, now you got smart glasses that you can just look down at the doggone test and it'll tell you every answer on it, right? All right, man, before I go into this other segment, man, there was a famous guy by the name of Stephen A. Smith that pretty much said this right here, and not even the person that he said it to believed it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
About this. I'm dead serious. I believe that Ryan Clark should have been interviewed for the job. And I mean it. I mean it. I believe that Ryan Clark.
That damn Stephen A. Smith. Now, you know how he say, stay off the weed. Maybe he need to get on the weed. Because Stephen A. Smith that's off the weed, he sound like he need to be on the weed, don't he?
Joking about this. I'm dead serious. I believe that Ryan Clark should have been interviewed for the job. And I mean it. I mean it. I believe that Ryan Clark.
Hey, Ryan Clark looking around like maybe he mean Rex Ryan, you know what I'm saying? Not Ryan Clark. Maybe Stephen A. Smith need the weed. That's what it is. Stephen A. Smith, man. Somebody just go roll him one. Give him some pre-rolls or something, man, and get that brother going, because at the end of the day, this brother be everywhere, man. And then he be fighting and arguing with ladies and stuff, talking about Jasmine Crockett. I'm not finna get into political stuff, but I'm sitting there like, man, he picking fights with ladies, man. He must got a lot of estrogen in his family, or in his blood, I meant to say. And you get what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You be fighting fights with women, man. It's just crazy, you know.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
So, Stephen A. Smith, you need to stay on the weed. All right. But neither here nor there. There was a segment that was brought up and brought to my attention from 105.3 The Fan. And this particular segment right here is brought to you by Fanatic Live, your number one collectible card authentication that you can have with the best situation, whether you're an amateur or not. And with that being said, I hope that you guys can understand what I'm saying, is that when you get collectibles like this, like you go to Fanatic, I'm still got that Reggie Jackson, I'm still waiting on somebody to play around with it. They can turn $20 into $40. I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is that with Fanatic Live, you can do the same. All you got to do is click this link right here that's going to be floating around in the chat area and get things moving and grooving. And that link will take great care of you. And for those who not knowing, just play around with it and jump on in and get your best understanding of any collectibles that you may have as relates to cards. Rip them right open live with us and get your first pack free on Law Nation. Come on, man. Just use that code right there. I ain't bagging you. I'm just telling you. Just go ahead and do that, and you will do just like what I just said with the guy that's in the comment box.
And they understand the cost that is involved.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I know y'all ready to do it. Y'all just rip it open for me, man. Click that link, get your free product, and keep it moving and grooving with me, Law Nation. Let's have a great time with it. Yeah, and my birthday is February the 2nd, by the way. That's probably what it is. My circadian rhythm is trying to get right back in line. Is this a leap year, ladies and gentlemen? I'm quite sure that this is what this is. This is a leap year type of thing. But there was a conversation with these boys, and it's a longer one. that I want to go over, and it's going to go back and forth just a little bit.
How frustrating is this, man? The teams worse than the Cowboys in 2024 shoot back to the top.
Yeah, that law pack is diabolical.
Seattle was 60-1 to reach the Super Bowl at the start of the season.
Oh, somebody said, Law, I'm broke. Man, come on. That's a state of mind, not a financial thing. So all you got to say is, I'm fine. I'm not broke. I'm all in the goodness and graces. And with that, hey, you get you a free pack, with Law. So all you got to do is just click that link that I submitted out. Let me see if I can pin it to the top somewhere. I'm going to pin it to the top, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so even if you broke and if you poor, and you can't even afford the other O from whatever, what's that guy named Michael, the playmaker Irvin said. Even if you poor and you can't even afford that other O, you can't even put poor, you can always get that done with your boy. All right, so let's listen to this guy.
They were fourth worst odds. I think it's one of the 4 longest shots you've had of the century to get in there. So, organizations win championships. That's kind of what I was poking around on there with the Sam Darnold thing.
Brandon says, shoot, I know I'm fine. I got a mirror. Come on, girl, with it. Shoot. Appreciate you, Brandon. Thank you so much.
You have to credit their personnel department a lot. John Schneider, check this out, the first GM in NFL history to reach multiple Super Bowl teams with the same franchise while having a completely different coaching staff and roster. Nobody was the same. He's the first guy to ever do that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's
before we talk about the Seattle Seahawks, the dude did say these type of things. Organizations win championships. That's powerful. That's very powerful right there of saying that. And he's right. Organizations do win championships. Is how you design your structure of your organization too. So it's all about. Let me see. Let me type this in. We're gonna look this up. How many teams since, I guess we're gonna use 1996, right? Won the Super Bowl. Without Google or TI calculator, can you guys put that in? How many teams have won the Super Bowl since 1996? Yeah, let me see. And can you list them while I'm Googling? I'm Googling right now. I'm seeing what they're going to say. All right. Green Bay. Okay, hold on. They giving me the teams list. All right. Let's see if we can find a little pattern. And all right, so it's been 13 different teams showing a lot more parity compared to the earlier era. So the new Super Bowl era one can argue and say that there's been literally that amount of teams. And let me see if I can wake up AI Tisha so that she can get this going for me so we won't have to worry about saying this all day. AI Tisha, can you go over that?
Since the 1996 NFL season, Super Bowl 31, through the most recent Super Bowl, 13 different teams have won the Super Bowl.
Name them.
Here are those teams: Green Bay Packers, Denver Broncos, New England Patriots, St. Louis Los Angeles, Rams, Baltimore Ravens, Tampa Bay, Buccaneers, Pittsburgh Steelers, Indianapolis, Colts, New Orleans, Saints, New York Giants, Seattle Seahawks, Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs. Bottom line. Hold
on, don't give me no bottom here, Well, we'll go ahead and finish.
From 1996 to now, the Super Bowl has been won by 13 different franchises, showing a lot more parity compared to earlier eras.
All right, so we're talking about organizations. We're talking about organizations. And what I'm saying here is a trend that these organizations are continuing to win, regardless of the set of circumstances. It's literally almost the same. Can I say one word like that? It's the same damn teams. It's a cycling of the same damn teams, right? If we really salary cap era, believe it or not, Dak delusional fan, appreciate you. So it's the cycling of the same team. If we are being correct with all of this, those teams like the Rams, they've been in it. It's been fortunate for us, less fortunate for the 49ers that's been in it. And maybe I need to do cross analysis of, can you list all the teams that made it to the Super Bowl? And maybe we could do a comparison and contrast from there. All right, AI teacher, can you list the teams that made it to the Super Bowl? We taking our time tonight, right? Y'all good? I'm snowed in. Y'all good? Let me see if we can type that in, and we can see what we can generate. And while she's loaded and getting everything going, all right. All right, so they giving me that list of the teams that at least made it. And we'll see what we come up with from there, right? So it's 13 consecutive or reoccurring teams, or however you can say it, 13 teams that won it. But there's been 21 teams that made it, right? And out of that list, let me see if we can get that list generated so we can do a comparison and analysis of all of that, because we're talking about organization structures and stuff like that. So can you give the audience of the teams that at least made it?
Since the 1996 NFL season, Super Bowl 31, to the present, 21 different franchises have appeared in at least one Super Bowl. Here's the full list of teams that made it to the Super Bowl during that span, win or loss. Green Bay Packers, New England Patriots, Denver, Broncos, Atlanta Falcons, St. Louis Los Angeles, Rams, Tennessee Titans, Baltimore Ravens, New York Giants, Oakland Las Vegas Raiders, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Carolina Panthers, Philadelphia Eagles, Pittsburgh Steelers, Seattle Seahawks, Arizona Cardinals, Indianapolis Colts, Chicago Bears, New Orleans Saints, Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers, Cincinnati Bengals. Big picture takeaway: 21 teams have reached the Super Bowl since 1996. 13 of those teams actually won it. That leaves 8 teams who made it but did not win.
At least 8 of them. Okay, so Carolina could be like an outlier. Atlanta, because they haven't made it back. To a degree, we could say Tennessee, right? Outliers would be like the Cardinals, Colts, Chicago Bears, New Orleans Saints, Cincinnati. And believe it or not, the 49ers made it, multiple times, 3 times at least, right? And what we're trying to see here is that it's arguing that at organization structures. So what we're going to do is dismiss the teams that didn't make it at all, right? That made it. We're going to take away the teams that made it and never won it, right? So that's a better way to say it. Bear with me. Pardon my vernacular right now. Pardon my vernacular on all of this. So with that being said, there is, let me see if I can pull this up. And the bevies of excuses from us on our end will be, bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. We climbing over here. All right, so salute to AI Tisha. Yeah. Without you, girl, my life is incomplete. All right, so since the Cowboys' last Super Bowl, there was a meme that was just generated on Twitter, and I thought that it would be good to cover this so it can at least give us a little comical relief a little bit on the outcomes, right? So basically the question was, and yet the Dallas Cowboys clowned even more, basically. And I'm not finna read all of that the way my Mississippi eyes are going right now. Let me, AI, can you read what's on the left side for you, boy? Start off with the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys, since they won their last Super Bowl. Quincy Carter franchise QB. Jerry Jones hires Bill Parcells, who brings the Cowboys back from the grave, just to fire him. 13 straight seasons without even a playoff win. Pass on Aaron Rodgers in draft in crucial year. They needed a QB. Jason Garrett claps for a decade. Tony Romo's entire career wasted. Tony Romo botches. FG hold. Dez Bryant's entire career wasted. Dez Bryant catch. Ezekiel Elliott's entire career wasted. Ezekiel Elliott suspension. Ezekiel Elliott massive contract extension. Ezekiel Elliott lines up at center. Dak Prescott runs the clock out. Dak Prescott, 2 career-altering injuries. Hired Mike McCarthy. Micah Parsons trade. Lapped by the Giants and the Eagles. Jerry Jones still alive. 0 NFC Championship game appearances.
Why Peter do look like Mike McCarthy on that picture? All right, so not to beat up the Cowboys, but if we are to focus just a little bit on organizations that won the Super Bowl, how far are we from, and these are the 13 teams that won it, how far are we from the Kansas City Chiefs? I think that we matched up with the Kansas City Chiefs this past season. We beat them ultimately. I think that from an organizational aspect, it will be nice to see what the Chiefs is going to do to bounce back, right? So how far are we from, this is like a continuancy of what we talked about last night, right? How far are we off from the quote-unquote Kansas City Chiefs? I think that we're equaling, right? I think they're on a downward spiral now. But this offseason is what we need to pay attention to. The other 13 team, the Indianapolis Colts, I think we are right there with them. They started off really hot and really fast this past season. I think from an organizational aspect, we are right there with the doggone Colts, right? The New Orleans Saints, I think that we are above the New Orleans Saints as an organization. As much as we dog Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, Willie McClay and them, I think that we are a little bit above the New Orleans Saints as an organization. I'm just speaking organization truths, right? Baltimore Ravens, organization-wise, if they don't get their act together this season, this offseason, it would tell us everything. If Jerry Jones releases his hands off of that organization like he got right now, the Cowboys, I think that we are kind of like really in the same workshop where the Ravens are at. And don't shank me with the butter knife, y'all. Far as the Broncos as an organization-wise, I think the Broncos got a little bit more creativity than us. I think the Broncos are a little bit better than us as an organization, right? For them to do what they were able to do, it took them to have their quarterback to get hurt for not being in the damn Super Bowl this year. I think that they're just right above us from an organizational standpoint. The Giants, we're above the Giants. We'll see what the Giants going to do this season, but I think as an organization, we are better, right? Because they said organization win championships, right? As an organization, Green Bay Packers, are they better than us from an organizational standpoint? Are they better than us? It's the defense, Lord. It's the D shift. I feel you, fam. Let Christian Parker fire 3 defensive coaches. I will give up the control. Times have changed. It's from Jerry Jones in the chat. Hey, if that you see in the light, hey, I would love it. The other teams that they have on this list, of course, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Rams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Steelers, the Patriots, and as well as who else I left out? The Seattle Seahawks. From an organizational standpoint, I will go to my grave saying that we are still a better organization than the damn Philadelphia Eagles. I get it. I'm a little biased. Call it for what it is. I'm biased on that aspect of it. I just think that they got one piece that keep them alive, and they feed off of the fear and the pains of that one piece, and that's Howie Roseman. You get rid of Howie Roseman, that whole organization will fall to their knees, right? Howie has been saving them because he's up right now. He's probably combing through everything, trying to put out fire and stuff like that. But from an organizational standpoint, I still think that we are better. I'm just for what it is, y'all. I'm a little biased on that. But as far as the Patriots, from an organizational standpoint, I do know that Kraft and paid off a lot of things to still be where he's at and these sorts of things. But from the organizational aspect of it, you might can say that the damn Patriots are a better organization. The Seattle Seahawks are a better organization to a degree, and as well as the Rams are a better organization. They are organized better. They make business sense to make sense out of it all. So those are the 3 organizations. We got to still be a top 5 or a top 10 organization in the National Football League. It's just that we just got something to do with meddlings of the owners, and all they got to do is they overwork themselves. If they can just sit back and allow the people that's in charge to do football things and football operations, I think that we'll be a better situation. But we in the damn kitchen, and you got somebody looking over your shoulder every time you flip an egg, right? And they putting eggshells, hair falling off of their nose and stuff, and hair all into your food. And that's what's our problem been, So, yeah. That's how I'm looking at it. So, to re-listen to this, right, and let's get things going.
Worse than the Cowboys in 2024. How frustrating is this, man? The team's worse than the Cowboys in 2024. Shoot back to the top. Seattle was 60-1 to reach the Super Bowl at the start of the season. They were 4th worst odds. I think it's one of the 4 longest shots you've had of the century to get in there. So, organizations win championships. That's kind of what I was poking around on there with the Sam Darnold thing, and you have to credit their personnel department a lot. John Schneider, check this out, the first GM in NFL history to reach multiple Super Bowl teams with the same franchise while having a completely different coaching staff and roster. Nobody was the same. He's the first guy to ever do that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that has a real understanding of what he needs for his team, what he needs at coaches, how to kind of put things together. He's not afraid to move on from people. He's okay with the criticism that he gets. He does like to draft running backs at an alarming rate.
That's a philosophy there. And I'm doing a quick Q&As too, so post your thoughts. Coyote says, I think we are mid-organization football-wise, money-wise, elite. I think you can go. Wait a minute. It's different levels to the money side of it now, Coyote. Are you talking about salary cap wise? Because I think that's where our other biggest impediment is at. How we handle the funds and how we pay contracts. That's the other side that the organization may have been slipping on. And there's a little luck into it as well, right? I mean, no one foreseen that after you paid Trayvon Diggs a little early that he was going to turn out the way he did. And nobody – and we still got grace with Deron Bland, but damn, man. I think that from a money aspect, that's been our Achilles heel too. Like we fall under, like, I'm not talking about the revenue gain, right? Like the Netflix deal, the Hulu, the HBO, the Prime, and all of that stuff that Jerry kind of will and deal and work out. I get all of that, right? That's the marketing side. From an organizational standpoint, that shared revenue and all of this stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things that make impact for this team, like infrastructures on football, infrastructures on salary cap. I think that's where I'm grading the organization. And we can talk about the war of attrition, right? Coaching. Those are the areas where we need to improve at. If you look at the 13 teams that consistently, it's only been 13 teams, believe it or not, that been to the Super Bowl and won since 19 of 96. That's not a lot of teams. So it's been reoccurring teams that's been to the Super Bowl multiple times. And, of course, you can look at the Patriots as being an outlier for that, and that's a whole nother conversation, right? But from an organizational standpoint, the Patriots are miles ahead of us to a degree. I do agree with you guys that's saying Seattle Seahawks, for them to get back into the grace right now, possibly winning the Super Bowl in a few weeks, it could be very much so them. Denver Broncos, they up there because they saw something. They made the move. They went to the Super Bowl. They were embarrassed. They lost. Then they said, you know what? Let's fix the issues right then and there. Let's not cry over spilled milk. Let's go into the free agency. Let's go get some guys. And they went back to the Super Bowl, right? And ultimately won it. And, of course, we can all say that was all bought to you by Peyton Manning, Archie Manning, and Bohemian Grove, and all of this other stuff. But what I'm saying is that from an organizational aspect of it, we still at the top of it, but we can see our flaws more than any other organization because we within the confines of knowing everything about the organization. Right? That's all I'm trying to say, you know. Weber said enough. Jerry Jones, you're somebody. Huckleberry, appreciate you. Sam Darnold threw 14 interceptions. Dak Prescott threw 10. I mean, if anybody, if anybody using the Sam Darnold better than Dak Prescott argument, that's equivalent to say that Sam Darnold's supposed to win the Super Bowl with the Jets. Right? Like, let's be real. And I know Sam Darnold was gone before Garrett Wilson got there or what have you. The Jets always had premium good defense, right? They had great receivers that they could go out there and get. They had the number one quarterback like a Sam Darnold. They had the running back and all of those things even when he was there. And they couldn't get over the hump. That proves the point that it was organizational, right? And to the same point, even Matt Stafford, when he was with the Lions, I think he had no playoff wins when he was with the Lions, right? That's an organizational thing. Now that they did move on from Matt Stafford, of course, they got better over time because they had new coaching and a whole bunch of other stuff. But what I'm getting at is that that's a prime example of an organization. Put it like this. Before this season even kicked off and DeMarcus Lawrence was there with the Seattle Seahawks, a third of the Cowboys nation was saying that he's lethargic, he's slow, he's bust, he suck, he's old, he need to retire, he's a waste of space and all of that. But he goes into another organization, and now look at D-Law. He's been in the league for 11 years, 11 seasons. Never seen an NFC championship game. and he switched organizations, and now he's on the forefront of being a guy that can lift up a Lombardi trophy. So sometimes it's where you are at. And I'm not trying to campaign for Dak Prescott or none of those things, right? I mean, the NFL is a cycling sport. I just read and I thought it was a joke. I said, man, April Fool came early when they said Shador Sanders is a Pro Bowler, right? So that's how far away we are from realism in the NFL, right? They're scrambling and scraping. That kid forever. They don't put Pro Bowl alternate on your resume, right? They put he's a Pro Bowler, right? So you can be a Pro Bowler just depending on what people see from you, right? So just as well as you can get the good, you can get the bad, just depending on where you at and who you are, right? So this is how that thing said, and that's how it is. Don't underestimate anyone, as they say. Appreciate you. I feel you. My only thing is the reason why I like Drake May, I like what he can do. I'm just going back to the Super Bowl moment. Patriots versus Seattle Seahawks. Patriots they're an East Coast team that got to fly all the way to the West Coast. There's a thing called circadian rhythm, right? You got a cold climate team that's finna go play in a warm city, basically, and it could be fairly fair, good temperature. Seattle Seahawks is used to the climate, used to that side of the world. Their circadian rhythm is going to be there, and they are a team that defense, we all know that travels. We know that the Patriots defense travel as well, but you got more things and odds stacked against you. Baby, it is 10:14, okay? Y'all don't have school tomorrow, but you got to get in that bed, okay? Okay. I don't want to hear no more. Get in that bed. When I get finished with the live, y'all better be in that bed tucked away. Lord, so what I'm saying is that basically there are things that you have to look at it from that aspect. Sam Darnold was on a team before Minnesota. Yeah. And they did good. Minnesota wished they had Sam Darnold last season. Right. But I'm quite sure that Minnesota is going to try to figure out things to get back in good graces with everything. All right, so with that being said, let's play the rest of this.
Which is something that is always been his downfall. But no, that's what John does. He understands how this league works and what needs to be done in order to get your team in position to play in these games. So, I like to say way back in the day when, in the early 90s, when he was just coming out of St. Thomas College there in Minneapolis, that you could say, oh, wow, this was going to be maybe a potentially multiple Super Bowl winner as a general manager. I can't say I'd say that, but I did see a guy that wasn't afraid to have an opinion, wasn't afraid to fight for his guys, and was just a great teammate to be around because he was always thinking how to make things better for the team. And, clearly he's done that in all his years in Seattle.
Yeah, the drafting element of it, right? I mean,
he sucks at it sometimes, though. He sucks at drafting.
I mean, look, everybody's going to have misses.
Oh, no, he'll mess
the
it up
first
a
and
bit.
second round for the last 5 years has been really good.
Oh, yeah.
And the running backs, you're right, but hey, Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker are a big reason why they're here. And
absolutely.
Hey, now that's the real questioning there, Anton. I think that's how you say your name. How far the Cowboys are from the damn Jets, Oh, my gosh, man. The Jets stay with loaded teams, man. They can't even get to the postseason. Oh, they just didn't have a quarterback like we had. All right. I'm just being real, man. I know these past 2 seasons we win minimum of like 6 or 7 games. It's not been a real good situation for us these last 2 seasons. And it's literally killing folks, man, over here in Cowboys world. If we don't have a winning season this season coming around the corner, then we going to have to be painted with that same damn brush as the Jets, right? And Dak, I get it, For those who say, hey, you're a Dak apologist, y'all already know. Hey, what's good for the goose, good for the gander, right? Now people going to be looking at sideways with Dak like, hey, what's going on with Dak? And there's another guy that's in Ohio, Cincinnati, up there way up north, Burrows. If Cincinnati don't go to the postseason next season, hey, somebody need to have that conversation with him. You know, they need to get rid of him. They need to have that conversation. Yeah. But quarterbacks do change the complexity of a lot of things. They do comb over a lot of little stuff that you may say from an organizational standpoint. Man. But Cowboys, boy, Jets won the Super Bowl before Vietnam. Yeah. Burrow's been sacked over 200 times. Yep. Burrow, Cincinnati. Y'all drafting ahead of us even in this draft, right? Go get y'all offensive line. I'm tired of hearing that Burrows don't have time. Y'all make sure y'all build a fortress around that boy, you know, so he can finally throw that ball so we can absolutely see what Chase and Higgins and the greatest quarterback since sliced bread or since Aaron Rodgers passed the torch over to him. Let's see what he can do.
Loses Zach Charbonnet, you still have Kenneth Walker to maintain your rushing success. So, you know, I don't think that's something that's been a huge negative for me.
Hey, Action Powell says, hey, that boy gonna protect that doggone Burrows, boy, you know. Hey, Law, he been to a Super Bowl, so stop it. So what? Rex Grossman been there too. Hey, Rex Grossman been to the Super Bowl. Being there is different from absolutely winning when you get there, right? You just the first place loser, you know, when you get to the Super Bowl and lose. No way, no. If we get to the Super Bowl, which I know the Cowboys been 8 times, right? And we won 5. But we don't want to be first place losers, man. If you get to the Super Bowl, you want to absolutely pop that champagne bottles and dance all around it. So, Joe Burrows, I know it's a team sport, and I like Burrows. I'm not beating him up. But at some point, I thought that all I heard for the last 10 or 11 years here is that the quarterback's supposed to be the end-all, be-all. They're supposed to help everybody out on the team, especially if they elite. So, elite Burrows, you better figure out a way to get back to the postseason at least next season. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Come on, man.
And they did it where it wasn't just the draft, but DeMarcus Lawrence, you hit on that free agent. Cooper Kupp, you hit on that free agent, right? So it goes back to all the various elements we've talked about with team building.
Their coach.
And absolutely. And they go Pete Carroll to Mike McDonald, and that's after Mike Holmgren. I mean, they've done an excellent job there when it comes to identifying the right coaches and ballsy moves when it comes to Geno Smith. All right, Geno's not doing that. Let's go ahead and let's make it happen with Sam Darnold. And like I mentioned earlier, they put in, the buffer in the contract where if it didn't work out, they were kind of covered there. Now you're in a situation where, I would imagine Sam Darnold and his agent are going to try and go back to the drawing board and throw that contract out. But if they don't, then you're sitting pretty with a Super Bowl champion quarterback that's not costing you market value. So they're in a really good position with a lot of young, awesome talent there in Seattle.
Yeah. I mean, they team building.
I said, Ice Cold Cowboys said the coach cheated on that 16-13 Super Bowl loss. Yeah, I mean, the coach. I can get a little technical with you, Football is all about telling stories and bloodlines and stuff like that. I'm quite sure when we was young, me and my brother used to debate against this about Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. And I said the football gods would not allow Eli Manning to have more rings than Peyton Manning. And it ended up being so that those boys finished off with 2 rings apiece, right? And Peyton Manning was able to do it with the Colts and the Denver Broncos. That second Super Bowl that the Broncos won with Peyton Manning, come on, man. Like, where'd they come up with all that damn money? They had damn near a pro all-star elite team with Harris and Talib, and they went and made some acquisitions. They made so much stuff move around for Peyton Manning. And Peyton Manning that year still had that robotic neck, whereas Shoot, he can barely throw the ball from me to this camera. But they said, man, we're going to have to figure out a way. And in that Super Bowl, I thought for sure it's going to be a turn of the corner. It will be a turn of the quarterbacks, because Cam Newton at that time was just super, super elite type quarterbacking. Like he wasn't like this, what you seen out of Jalen Hurts type of thing. It was like Cam Newton literally was throwing it to a guy named Funches who had tiny hands and stuff like that. And you can't even name the wide receivers he was throwing it to, but he was moving the ball, and they had some good sound defense. And I thought for sure it's going to be like a real good game in that Super Bowl, but the field was wet. They were slipping and sliding. They couldn't get pressure to Peyton Manning, who was a statue. And I sat there and said to myself, I want to say the football league and the Super Bowl was rigged, but man, when Cam didn't dive on that ball and everything, and he didn't play like he was playing, because that year, who's old enough to remember, that year they beat the dog water off of us. I thought that's what they were going to do all year. They had Luke Kuechly catching interceptions, looking like the reincarnation of a damn Deion Sanders mixed in with Brian Urlacher out there. Couldn't do anything, man. So it's always crazy, man. We see crazy stuff, but I'm just looking at this Super Bowl coming up. I just don't see Drake May just carving up the Seattle Seahawks. And if he do, it's going to remind me of that Super Bowl that I saw when Peyton Manning versus the Panthers type of thing, you know. Josh Norman and them, yeah. Yes, indeed. Our offense was not the reason we missed the playoff in 2025. You're right. When you have terrible defenses like what we exhibit, it hurts and cripples your offense. When you don't have the other side to match, you see that the overemphasis on certain things begin to get convoluted, and you begin to press a little bit. When we start talking about organizations, those 13 teams that we mentioned that made it ultimately to the Super Bowl, as much as we can dog the damn Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Patriots, what other team that was there, the Seattle Seahawks, all of those teams been balanced teams when they absolutely were able to win it, right? It wasn't just one-sided. Like, if you look at if you look at Peyton Manning during his time where he won his last Super Bowl, them jokers had offense and defense. You look at these two teams that are going against each other now. They have offense and defense. Our biggest and our best shot at anything was 2016, if you're talking about the Dak Prescott era, the element of surprise, if you were able to make a few plays here and there, maybe, just maybe, right? 2014 Tony Romo era, that was our biggest probably chances of winning. 2007, you can argue that was our strongest chance in the last 20 to 30 years. I want to say 2023 should have been a better performance against the damn Green Bay Packers at your house. You won 17 games in a row, right? And all of a sudden you go into that particular postseason game versus the Green Bay Packers, and it looked like everybody was MK Ultra, right? Offense was to be damn and defense were to be damn. And if you want to put all of the onus on Dak Prescott, well, just didn't have it. Just have it. Have it, you know. All of this, every loss is Dak Prescott's fault if you want to do that. But those are the things that I can literally say. You could argue with 2022, maybe 2021 to a smaller degree, but 2023, 2016, 2014, 2007, right? And 14, yeah, I did say 14. 14 and 7, yeah. Those were the years where you had your strongest chance. Like, if you look at the postseason now, you pick up 2024, you put in 2014's team. You think the Seattle Seahawks are stopping that team? You think that if I pick up 2014 team and put them in this postseason, you think the Rams slowing down that team? Right? Organizational standpoint. 2016 on that last drive, we tied the game, Mr. 11 years almost through 3 picks before the kick of the field goal. Yeah, I mean, I feel you on that. I mean, what you wanted to put Tony Romo back in that game? Yeah. I think that, Aaron Rodgers. Here's what nobody talk about. The Green Bay Packers at that time, they been a thorn on our damn side. They will beat us and then lose the very next week. Like, what's the whole point of doing all of that stuff of shenanigans of beating us? And then you got the greatest quarterback from at that time, because that's before Pat Mahomes started doing his money things and all of this stuff. Aaron Rodgers was the golden boy of the NFL, and they sullied every damn playoff they've been in, including the 2014 Aaron Rodgers with one leg. You should might as well let us win if you ain't gonna do nothing with it. In 2013 and 2023, when Green Bay beat us, Jordan Love just did the same thing. Didn't do nothing the very next week. Like come on, man. Like these guys, they beat us, and then that's their Super Bowl in the postseason. Like those Green Bay teams and those 49ers teams, they beat us and they do nothing in the very next week. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, the golden boy got old and grown off magical mushrooms now, So when you look at the teams that made it to the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship game, and you say to yourself, all right, those teams that made it, was the quarterback really the difference maker? You can go back and forth to talk about the Seattle Seahawks and the Rams. That's family business there. That's family business there. But when you look at the damn Patriots in Denver, your quarterback 4 is leaping over both of those quarterbacks. Shoot, even if you go back and look at the Bills, even if you look at the Houston Texans, the quarterback here is a whole lot better. He would have did a whole lot better than those boys. So it is for what it is. Hurts scored 19 points. This is from Coyote. Hurts scored 19 points on an injured Niners team anyway, worse than 2019. Why? I feel you on that. It's like a magical mushroom is crazy. Nobody's stopping the 2019 team with a better quarterback. You talking about the Cowboys 2019 team? The 8-8, Jason Garrett back against the wall team? We have a linebacker at quarterback with the gift to toss the ball. Amen. Denver lost because of no Bo Nix. Huh. I give you that. And the Patriots won not because of Drake May. Patriots won because of their defense. You get what I'm saying? It's like if you sit back and you look at all of the losses the Cowboys had in the postseason, and if you've been watching football, and I'm just talking even as a casual fan, it's been 11 years, 11 seasons, the time that we were in the the time that we were in the postseason. just off of the final stretches of games that we've seen in the NFC Championship, what Dallas Cowboys team, matter of fact, I'll raise you, what Cowboys team in the last 30 years, 30 seasons, play like any of those teams' defense in the last 2 weeks of this postseason game? Like, what team of the last 30 years and 30 seasons that a team on the defensive side of the coin, played like the teams that the last 4 or 5 teams that y'all seen in the postseason? What team did you guys seen played similar? What year? Was it the 07 Cowboys played defense like any of those teams? Was it the 2014? Was it the 2016? Was it the 2018? What team did we seen played like that on defense? Now, we can probably look back at we can exclude 2023 because, boy, we got ran through like dog diarrhea. What team? 2016? Did we force turnover? Did we force takeaways? Was it ever a situation whereas you seen that dog on Aaron Rodgers couldn't move the ball at all, and we were sacking him and blitzing him, and he was just confused? I mean, the guy was up by 20-some points before we even got a chance to step outside, even in our own home. 2021. All right, so what was the takeaways, the turnovers, the forced takeaways as it relates to the defense? What were they doing? I can give you the 2021 when the time ran out. I can give you Anthony Brown with that takeaway late in that game. But when you look back at it, they still didn't play at the intensity of what we've seen in these last 2 games of postseason. We haven't seen none. We haven't seen it. Ice Cold Cowboys since 2007. Like, y'all literally thinking that this defense, now I know y'all know football, y'all literally thinking that this defense was like a juggernaut of a defense. I don't think so. Y'all know deep down in your heart, 2019, the Cowboys held the Eagles to 17 points. You win, you end the playoffs. To lose? You want to get to the playoff to lose? You think in your heart, unless you are Jason Garrett, that Jason Garrett would have been able to put together a masterful plan to continue to win? It's been 13 seasons, 13 years with Jason Garrett. I'm not trying to beat up Jason Garrett, very nice guy, well-spoken guy, but people is not fighting for Jason Garrett that season. It was already to be damned that year, But I'm glad to a degree we lost that game because we wouldn't have CeeDee Lamb if we didn't. If we win that game, hey, man, I say what you say. I hate to say it, but the reason the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year was because of the defense, not Hurts, not Barkley. I think Barkley did a great thing. I think Barkley was everything for the Eagles to be able to just masterfully do some crazy stuff for us. Oh yeah. Put it like this: there's been rarely good situations for a team to allow their coaching to go to a lame duck season to ultimately win it. And the Cowboys are one of those organizations, and I hate to say this, that continue to do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Yeah. Yeah, Big Armor says you can play conservatively on an O when you have a lights out defense. Yeah, I mean, when you playing conservatively on the aspect of the offense, but your defense is humming, hell yeah. And then you can go for it a little bit when you're down inside. Yeah. It was 2014. Yeah, I'm still having nightmares because Aaron Rodgers had one leg and we couldn't get to him. Even the catch, no catch with Dez Bryant, if he catches that and scores, you still leave a minute and 40-something seconds left on the clock. To Aaron Rodgers and that one leg, that's like an eon of time at that time. So it'd been very struggling. And I'll never forget Orlando Scandrick and was it J.J. Wilcox on their final series. They sitting here looking like which way to cover. And it's crazy, y'all. All I can say is, if you guys are thinking that in the last 30 years, 30 seasons, that we really had a real chance at winning the Super Bowl based upon what our defense can do, you out your cotton picking mind. This is a news flash. The Cowboys, historically speaking, never won a Super Bowl without having a top 5 defense. Never. If you expecting, and this is where I will agree with you guys, that can't stand Tony Romo nor Dak Prescott. If y'all expecting Tony Romo to win the Super Bowl, you expecting him to do something that Roger Staubach couldn't do, nor Troy Aikman couldn't do, right? And then if you really thinking that we had a chance to win the Super Bowl, you are expecting what Roger Staubach can't do and Troy Aikman can't do for what Dak Prescott's supposed to do. That my friend, is the problem. Like, you know, you can't, like, there's no room for debate on this, right? Like, you can try, you can say, yeah, but historically speaking, Tom Landry was coaching his team for 29 years, rounded up to 30 years, 30 seasons. And he got 2 Super Bowl rings, right? He been to multiples. But the time that he won the 2 Super Bowls, y'all can let me know what the name of the defense was and what that they was doing and all of this stuff. The Cowboys literally had a top 5 defense, right? And they had guys that can absolutely catch the ball when it was thrown their way, whether it was an orange on the field and he was still able to concentrate and catch it, or getting and keeping 2 feet in. So at the end of the day, this is not up for debate because y'all lost on the front end of it. You expecting Tony Romo and Dak Prescott to do something that Roger Staubach and Troy, even in their primes, they couldn't do, right? Because even those boys, they had top-tier defenses, and on top of that, they had unbelievable playmakers at running back. So, hey, it is for what it is, Cowboys Nation. Romo wasn't winning anything. Man, if you pick up Romo and you put him in the New Orleans Saints, and you pick up Drew Brees and you put him in the Dallas Cowboys uniform, everybody be looking at that damn Tony Romo like, damn, boy, we missed out. We can't stand you, Drew Brees. We can't stand you. You suck, Drew Brees. You terrible. You know, get rid of that birthmark on your face looking like boo-boo. You know, they would have been joining Drew Brees. Do you have any truth to this? Yeah, I got truth to it. Romo is remembered. This is where I be killing people on debates too. Romo is remembered for going 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. The damn New Orleans Saints, this is what the Super Bowl deodorant, it worked just as good as Mando. But what if I told you that the damn New Orleans Saints went 7-9, 7-9, 7-9, and not a single soul bring that up on Drew Brees' resume at all, but they bring it up on Tony Romo's. Why? Because people like to pick their sides of the fight, and they love to lead people astray. But at the end of the day, Tony Romo was just and damn near probably better than Drew Brees. But it is for what it is. And I get it. There will be people that say otherwise. But I would love to see in Earth 13 or a different planet of a different multiverse that Drew Brees was here in Dallas and Tony Romo went to New Orleans, and people be talking about, damn, that Tony Romo boy, shoot. Yes, indeed, Cowboys Nation, man. I done stole enough of y'all time. I love y'all to the stars and back. I hope all of you guys well. We will probably continue to have a conversation in the AM. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have that. JV Boy says Romo was better than Brees. Let me raise you. This is gonna cut people. Put that knife down. I'm almost about not go. I was not gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. Dak Prescott better than Drew Brees. Oops.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Look it up.
Come on,
oh,
man.
my God. He just need that ring, boy. That ring is the equalizer. It's the ultimate deodorant. But, like I said, I'm not fighting y'all over Dak Prescott. Every quarterback is better than Dak Prescott. Ben Anthony DiNucci is better than Dak Prescott. Andy Dalton. I'm old enough to remember when he got here, they said he can read. Dak Prescott can't read nor write, right? So all of those guys are better than Dak Prescott. So when Dak Prescott is gone from the silver and blue, boy, we're going to pop some champagne bottles and we're going to have a great time, you know? Action Pile says, blasphemy. Ain't nobody better than Joe Burrows, ain't it right? That's what we ought to do. We ought to trade for Joe Burrows. We'll give them George Pickens and tell Dak to remove his trade clause, and we'll finally get our 6'3.5", blue-eyed, blonde-haired quarterback, and we probably win some Super Bowls. Yes, indeed. Let's go get Joe Burrows, baby. I'm just messing with you, man. Just having a good time. But neither here nor there. Dan Orlowski is better. Trigger Trey is better than Dak, right? Everybody better than Dak. Let's go get us a better quarterback than Dak. The backup quarterback, you better watch out. Let's go, Cowboys Nation. This season.
Oh, look at my African American over here.
This season, boy, Marino was the king with no ring, baby. No, we want to celebrate. I want Dak to win it. He was a real stand-up human being, he is. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, no ring. Jason Garrett, oh my gosh. Yes, indeed. But on our way on up out of here, ladies and gentlemen, hey, now we don't want no Hurts over here. Shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. He's better than Dak Prescott, too, by the way. Everybody better than Dak. You put Law Nation in the silver and blue, you throw me out there on the field, I'm better than Dak Prescott. Yeah, Ron Leaf. Tim Couch, he had to hit the couch. He's better than Dak. But with all jokes aside, if we offended anyone, charge it to my beard, not my heart. Defense win championships. I'm always team defense. So when we go into this draft, of course, we're looking for defense to help us out. But we got to get ready with the free agency. So stay tuned. We're going to bring y'all more and more content on defensive players for the 2026 draft. Get things moving and grooving. Jay Cutler, baby. Boy, Jay Cutler was terrible, man. Even as the play-by-play announcer or analysis, whatever he was trying to do. But shout out to Jay Cutler, man. Let me hold $20, man. Yeah, Al Bundy. Brandon Whedon. Write this down. When the end times come for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Cowboys Nation, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and lose all terror of that mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or the poverty or the famish of fame, sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty God, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all to the stars and back, baby. Yeah.
I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this. Tell them run it up. No
Super Bowl party. We're gonna give y'all all of the information in a few days. Matt Leinart, baby. Leonard or Leinart. Cal Orton. Yeah.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I tell them run it. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely.
Yeah.
Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies.
I got my homies here.
I find out you tried to zone me.
Hey.
I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady.
McGrady better than Dak, baby.
Last one out, can't call me lazy.
Yeah.
Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on, baby, let's get them 6.
I wake up.
Law.
Thumb down that
Nation,
no
baby.
Drip this. Tell them run it up.
Yeah.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I
stretch.
Tell them run it up. I wake up. Flex.
The sounds of soft souls, hits and oldies.
Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I tell them run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out
to the couch, baby.
I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry.
Yeah.
Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried.
Come on.
One false move, find yourself they getting buried. That's what the devil used to love playing those games.
Yeah.
Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name.
Yeah.
I wake up.
Law.
Thumb down that check. No drip this.
Tell them.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this. Tell them run it up.
Yeah.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I tell them run it up.
Brady Quinn, man. Come on with it.
Are you shitting me?
Nah, he's better.
Are you shitting me?
Brady Quinn was one of them damn quarterbacks that looked like he was going to throw you by 4 or 5 Super Bowls. That brother came into the league and couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat. Matt Flynn, baby. Matt Flynn got him a big contract for beating the Cowboys, believe it or not. Come on. I breathe you in. The sounds of soft souls. Late night hits, oldies.
It's an evil world we live in.
Come on, baby. Play your tune, I follow. Wherever you go, whatever you do.
Oh my God.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Tony Banks, Terry Bradshaw, ESPN News. Why they be talking like this? Ron Jaworski, we're here live. ESPN ESPN News, Terry Bradshaw on why he's better than Dak Prescott. Tony Banks showing him why he's built for the moment. ESPN News. Remember, Jason Garrett, ESPN News. They don't do them no more, though. Is Ron Jaworski still out there? Y'all let me know. Ron Jaworski. I used to love that, though. I used to love that. When Ron, I think they call him, it's Paul's name now, though. You can't call him that. You can't call him his name now because they used to call him Jaws. Y'all remember that? Jaws.
Oh, my goodness.
Paul's, man. Ron Jaworski, live, ESPN News. That Ron Jaworski boy, he used to always love the Eagles, though, man. I think he's from that area, and we was dun 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 dun. Let me leave Ron Jaworski. We're here live, ESPN News. Coach Clapp, Ice Cold Cowboys. We're here live. Hey, that's diabolical, though, man. You can't call the man Jaws no more, man. I'm like, look, man, y'all got to give me another name, man. Call me Jaworski, man. Can't call me Jaws, man. Them boys. Oh, so he does the Eagles post game now. I'm gonna have to check out my guy, Ron Jaworski. Come on, Darius. How you gonna put his name out there like that, man? I'm still them boys, baby.
And they understand the cost.
Chad Hutchison.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
Now y'all don't want to call and check on the pastor.
We all gonna leave again. There's 1,000 of you.
If anybody disappointed me, man, was that guy right there, Elam, I'm talking to. Bird Jaws.
This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. But I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come.
All right,
if
man.
You're giving tangibly.
Love y'all,
just put
man.
Your hand on the.
Who got it right, though? Did we get it right?
On the bucket.
Kristen Parker.
Shh. Giving is worship.
ESPN News.
Giving is worship.
Daronte Jones.
Giving is worship. This ain't the time to talk. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving. That's it.
Oh you think darkness is your ally?
Nobody
Until next time, DC for life. We about.
does it better. They can come closer than
Peace.
close. Yeah. Original they never will be.